Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some Oblivion Remastered. We're going to rob another section of the Merchants District, and maybe two, depending on how it goes. So, what do we got here? Stonewall Shields. I did not know this particular store even existed. Let's see, what time is it? About 2 in the morning. So, they should be in bed, asleep, for a little while longer anyway. God, I got up real early this morning for a day off. It's ridiculous. Now, to be fair, me early on a day off, I got up at like 6 o'clock, and I normally get up at like 7. So I mean, it may not seem like a lot, but it makes a huge difference. Um, like it may only be like an hour, but that's still ends up being like a huge distance. You know, for somebody who specializes in shields, they sure have like a lot of helmets around. Now, to be fair, they have a fuck ton of shields as well, but still. 918, no. Manual of arms, mixed unit, manual of armor. Nope, didn't hear anything. Okay, well, I have a feeling that our inventory is already pretty weighty. Just from that. Shields are good money, apparently. Did not really expect that. But then again, the heavier stuff does tend to be worth quite a bit, which is good considering that the weight to defense ratio is still kind of shit. You know, my fur helmet gives me the exact same defense as like, you know, a steel helmet, but you know, weighs like a shit ton less, you know. They better have some other kind of value to them. I didn't go back and rob that other guy, by the way, although I did. Alright, I did change my outfit though. See, I got some. Oh, here, hang on. Nope. Yeah, wrong button. Hey, got some pants. I kept the Highwayman shirt, and then I went and got some wide black pants, and I kept the shoes because you know they're still enchanted. Had to go to Bruma for those pants actually. Oh wait, we got a letter here. You don't know me, but I see you every day. Every day my heart skips a beat as you walk past. I am writing to you in hopes that you will let me court you. When you next venture to town, I will be the one holding a daffodil. Didn't somebody else have this letter before? I know that I've never been in this shop. But I also know that I've read that note before. But anyway, I had to go to Bravo for those pants. Because, like, I looked up because I'm like, if we're sneaking around, we don't want to be wearing a dress, you know? Like, the outfit that I was wearing looked good, but it was impractical for stealth work. I would know that for this game. That means nothing, but, you know, still. So I was like, I need something that's going to remain pants. So I looked, there was a selection, and I decided to go with these ones. Now, it could be argued that I tried these ones on, they looked good, and then I just got lazy and didn't go and look at the other ones at all, so the other ones could be better. But, you know. I'm not too worried about it. Alright. So that's Stonewall Shields, which had quite a bit in there. We're still good to probably rob at least one more, depending on what it is. Discount spells. Alright, yeah, we're probably good for this. I can't imagine there being too much heavy stuff to steal out of here. And we've already been in the best defense. We've already been in a weapon shop. Realistically, there shouldn't be much in the way of, like, heavy things to rob, right? Heal other, absorb mysticism, or gaze. Crystal balls. Yeah, like all these fucking scrolls weigh 0.1. Oh, we got some. Yeah, still all novice stuff. Still haven't found anything. Oh, not okay. Get up. So, one of those. Only in video games can a mistake like that happen. It's like, yeah, I accidentally phased through a counter and sat in a chair. It's like, instead of picking up thing off the counter, it's like, what? It's like, excuse me? You were trying to pick something up off a counter and you ended up sitting in a chair. It's like, yes. It's like, that doesn't make sense. It's like, yeah. Real life would be a lot more chaotic if everybody actually had to. Although I guess even if everybody had like a crosshair or cursor that determined what action they were going to take and they had to aim it properly, I guess it would aim, like the accuracy of the aim would be like proper, right? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like there would still be times where it's like they're about to do something and then like something distracts them and then they like look away and then suddenly they're doing something else. I'm like, oh fuck. Hey. For inventory 196. I still have my feather spell though, so I won't go
filthy.
So I won't go and sell the stuff yet. We will go to at least the next shop. Or at the very least look to see what it is. Yeah, I think Tina's more annoyed by pickpocketing than I am. Every time I reload after a failed pickpocket, she has her sword out. It's like, damn, girl. Calm down. We can try again. That's what the quick save is for. Probably one of the more broken if you could have a video game powers is the, save and load feature. You could do literally anything and just try over and over again until you succeed, learn it, and just keep going. I feel like there would have to be... Ooh, a silver war axe. Just barely. There would have to be some kind of limiter where like if you died, like you had to be alive to load a save. So like if you died, that was that. Just to stop people from like, going too crazy with it. But even then, I mean, there's a lot you can do that won't get you killed. Reindeer staffs. Okay, well, if it's staffs, those might have some weight to it. And the copious coin purse. Since we've already used it and we're up to that, or since we've already used our feather spell, let's just peace out. Go sell our stuff. A master of block loses almost no fatigue when blocking.
Go ahead.
Home this time.
Can you spare a coin?
I see those posts on Reddit all the time where it's like, if you could have one power from a video game to bring into the real world, what would you choose? And so many times is it like the ability to save and load, checkpoints, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, my favorite customer.
And I mean,
what?
It's kind of a boring answer, but also can't fault them because that would be the correct answer, I think.
What?
I mean, I can't think of anything that would be
you got a great
better than being able to save and load. I mean, you got some ones like, for example, inventory system where, you know, you just put it in like magical space and it just has a limit to it. But you don't actually have to deal with like packing it or anything. You know, that would be another good one. Could be a delivery guy like that, and it's not even worth robbing you, because even if they do stop you, they can't get the stuff from you, because you're the one who has to take it out of the inventory.
I'm glad that's shadow hide you.
I mean, you have like level up as well, which is actually surprisingly enough one that I can't really recall ever seeing, where it's like probably because people, like, even the ones who think about it are probably thinking like, well, what would you be able to do when you level up? Like something like Skyrim and like Elder Scrolls, basically.
Yes.
Do you know
Yeah. The skills they have, like if you know, you could just have a set of skills like that and raise them, but like the majority of video games, it's like quests and killing. And obviously you can't, well, I mean, you could, I guess, just go around killing people. But that would obviously cause problems. A lot of people leaving right now, which does make sense. That is why I set it to this time. But yeah, it's like, what could you do? And it's like, oh, but quests, and it's like, well, what would be considered a quest? Like, does going to work count as a quest? Because technically, you know, it's a request that you're there and to do things. So I mean, but in general, you know, for a quest, somebody has to specifically tell you to do it, and then you have to go back and talk to them to get your reward. But there are, I guess, also a bunch of quests in games where it's just you do the thing, like you pick up the quest yourself. Okay. Is there a reason you open this? Okay, well, clearly he's still here, though.
Hello.
So yeah, it's like what counts as a quest, you know? Like, how could you gain experience? And then when you leveled up, what could you do? Like, do you increase strength, agility, shit like that? Like, okay, let's try again. My answer, although I guess that one was like something from an anime that you could bring into real life. Because my answer to that one was the see, now this annoys me because, like, clearly they're stuck.
You're
And
not supposed to be in here.
I have a feeling that because I'm crouched, they're like trying to do that thing where they like run and just like stand and stare at you like you. Okay, well, let's go over here first and we'll do this one. And see if he's here. But yeah, my answer to that was like the map that Sato has in Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Because it is such, like, for something that doesn't like directly like do damage or like let him, like, all it is information, right? Like, that's it. Like, there's it's not like Another World with your smartphone where like he can cast spells through the map or anything, you know. All it is information. Let's see what this is. Sit up. Oh, okay, we've seen that one before. But yeah, all it is information. And then it lets him like put markers on people so that he can see where they are. It lets him track stuff. It lets him break down like break down information of like the area. So like you can see like how many, while in the show it's like humans, like what the different races are that are there, and then it can even determine like citizens and slaves and how many of each there are. It gives them information on individuals, such as like, it's like, oh, they're a part of this group, and then like you can even be like, all right, well, let's just mark everybody that's in that group, right? Like, it's insanely, like, it's an insane amount of information all wrapped up into one feature. And oh, blacksmith's pants. That's one of the things that actually stays pants. Those look better because they're actually full pants. Like, these look fine, but they're not. And this is actually, the color matches a little bit better as well, so. But yeah, like, you could get so much information. And now it does have Fog of War. And I'm not... 23, 46... And I'm not entirely sure how Fog of War would work in, you know, a real life setting. Because like on the show and in the book, it like reveals an area when, like, as soon as he enters an area. Although I guess that's technically a secondary skill, right? I think reveal map is a second skill that he has. So I guess without that, the Fog of War would just like in a small area around you, I guess. We'll just say that it's part of the same skill. But yeah, as long as he's considered within something and he uses the reveal map, it just fills all of it in. So like if you're like within city limits and use it, it would do it. But then the question, and like that's more or less how it would work, because like even like he leaves the one city and uses it, and it just like fills in the majority of the map except for like the city and like except for like the other cities and whatnot, like the other things. Like basically, if it's considered a boundary, then it's a boundary, you know, and you have to cross that boundary in order to reveal that section of the map. But like, think about it. Like, you could do anything because you would have the information required to do it, you know. Like you could root out any kind of spy. Like, you would be an command human. Like, you could become like a Secret Service or other countries' equivalent and just be like the best there is. because of like the information that you could get on people. It's like, oh, this person is part of Al Qaeda and he's there. That's probably not good. Let's go get him, shall we? You know, shit like that. Uh, or ISIS, or any other terrorist group of the day. Um, we already went down here, right? Yeah. And same with like you could like an investigator. Although I guess as an investigator, the map, if you had a suspect, you could tell where he is, but that wouldn't necessarily give you like the map wouldn't necessarily help you solve crimes. Um, unless you happen to be in the vicinity as one happened, and then like you could be like, oh, it's that person. Get your map, put a marker on him so that you can find him later, and know where he is. Um, but as for like just like, whoops, rolling up to a crime scene and being like, all right, what went down? It's like this person was stabbed, and it's like, okay, and that would be all that you would have. 0 weight, eh? I didn't think there was anything with 0 weight. Still only worth 1 gold though. But yeah, like that would be my choice. Because like there's obviously stuff like immortality, and like a lot of people go for like the super popular anime that like everybody knows, and it's like, oh, the devil fruit from One Piece or something, and it's like, it's like for that one you don't really know what you're gonna get, so I definitely wouldn't go for that one. It also prevents you from swimming, although I think just in the ocean, but either way, and it's not like I swim very often, but this book looks important, but even if it isn't, we got the gems there. But yeah, I mean, and then like if you went with magic, you'd actually have to choose like an anime and generally a person in that anime to copy the magic from, because like you couldn't just say something like, well, actually, to be fair, if you said magic and you picked an anime where like they required something, right? Like Black Clover, they all need their books to cast spells, right? I think it's been a long time since I watched Black Clover, but as far as I'm aware, they have to have the spell book with them in order to cast the spells. So like if you pick something like that, but you're just getting the ability and not the item, would you just like that would be like real shitty, right? Because you would just like, it's like, oh yeah, I can use magic, really? Well, if I had the book. Like knowing that you could use magic, but also knowing that there's no way for you to get your hands on one of those books in order to cast the spell. Like you would have to be super fucking careful if you decide to go with magic as to which anime you picked. Or even just like media thing in general, Well, I don't know. I guess you wouldn't have to be like that careful, because there is lots that are like, let's say like Harry Potter, right, where they use their wands to cast. But wandless casting is a thing in that universe. So I mean, you could theoretically still cast spells if you chose Harry Potter magic. It would just be harder for you to learn, I guess. They don't really do a whole lot of wandless casting. I don't think that they really do it that I can think of really at all in the books or the movies. I never finished the movies, but Although I guess Quirrell does it, right? When he's trying to, and Snape when Quirrell when he's trying to kill Harry, and Snape when he's trying to, stop Harry from dying. Okay, this is empty and locked, but I'm gonna get the security because now my security's 70, and we can get the training for it, or the quest for it. But other than that, I can't really think of too many instances where they don't use their wand to cast. Even in Hogwarts Legacy, the one girl there, what's her name? The African girl turns into a gazelle. Although, come to think of it, I don't think she ever actually does, or an antelope, one or the other. But come to think of it, I don't think she says that she can do it, and she has a whole story about it, but I don't think at any point she actually does it in the game, which is weird. But anyway, she can cast without a wand, but once again, I don't think that you ever see her do it. So, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, like a lot of Magic universes have it where like most people use a thing, but you don't technically need the thing to do it.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh my god, why is this guy so fucking... like hell. So yeah, I guess you wouldn't need to be that careful. Although, see, though, once again, there are still some, like, if you just said, like, I want magic from Fairy Tail, for example, but then, like, you didn't specify a character, and then, like, they gave you, oh, fuck, what's her name? The main chick, anyway, then, once again, you'd be screwed, because she casts, like, she uses the keys, right? To open the doors to summon the spirits and whatnot, and she needs those keys in order to do that, right? Okay, well, that only took us half an hour, so we'll sell our stuff here, and then we'll go and we'll do the other half of them as well, just to get them done. Because then the merchant district will be complete, and then we could go to the prison and get our security training, and we'll probably see if there's any. We'll probably wander around there, because I highly doubt that there's anything worth stealing in the prison. Although they might have like a confiscated goods section that's worth getting into.
I'm really tired. Yeah, my favorite customer. What?
Okay. We'll keep... fuck it, I
think I can...
Steel helmet, steel shield. Mutton, that's the random thing that I picked up. More alchemy stuff. Haven't brought him a huge amount of wine this time. A lot more spells. But that makes sense considering that I robbed two different... these are... Okay, that one has a petty soul in it.
I think I can move this item for...
And so does that one. And I don't know if you
a good
can,
price for a good...
empty those. I imagine there's a way to empty them, but I don't care.
I think I can move...
All right.
Glad Shadow hide you.
Okay, one more set of businesses. And one of them is an inn, so there probably won't be much to steal out of that one. I want to say there's another spell.
I don't know how we'd get our news without it. We could just listen to
First
people
edition,
talk.
a lot of books. But obviously all we care about are skill books. Oh, there is another weapon shop. And the main, and an alchemy shop, so that'll be like a lot of like the alembics and mortars and whatnot. 11 a.m. So let's make it 8 hours. Wait. And give it a second. Let everybody get into there next. Okay. Now, if I could see somebody walk out this door right now, like that, I mean, I didn't technically see him walk out the door, but there's no other door over here, so I'm going to assume he's the guy from this place. Speaking of animes, I started the second season of... Oh... Alright. We're good? We're good. Man, it's a shame that he had already put his hand on the handle of the door before noticing somebody was in his house. Otherwise, he may have been able to stop me. Like, could you imagine somebody leaving their house, needing to go past somebody else to get out the door, and then just, like, not commenting on it? Like, not immediately turning back around and coming in. Like, what's in the nest? Or not the nest. Okay. Technically, most of this stuff is, worth it with my 1 weight to 3 gold thing, since most of it, but it's just such a pain. Oh, okay. I need a key for that chest. Apparently I should have tried to pick that guy's pocket. But this might be one that we just come back to while they're sleeping to try and get a key off of them. Maybe there'll be a key somewhere else. I wonder if it'll actually make sense on like the other key. What was it? Red Diamond Jewelry, but for some reason the key was called like the Bitten Bridle or something. Okay, weird that cupboard. Okay, really? People? I didn't even know these cupboards could be locked. God, I am I keep mentioning that I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur again. I am getting so close to the end of that game. I'm going to be so happy to be done with it. Honestly, I probably would have stopped playing it, but like, it's one of those games where there isn't really anything wrong with it, you know? Like, there's like a bunch of minor complaints, but there's not something that's like, this game sucks because of whatever, right? Like, there's things that I think could have been done better or differently and whatever, right? You know? But, there's nothing that, like, is like, this game is shit. But it's also one of those games where it's like, you know? It's like, oh yeah, I should play that. And it's like, But here's the thing, right? Because there's nothing wrong with it, you go, and then you stop playing it. And then you think about it at some point in the future. And you're like, yeah, I should play that again. That was a good game. And then like you start playing it and it's like, And like that's what it was like for me with that game on like the 360. I never finished it. And I feel like the completionist in me is why I never finished it. Now you might think that's weird. If you're a completionist, shouldn't that have like made you finish it? And no. Because see, I'm a completionist in that I gotta do everything, but at the same time, if it's not fun, I can stop. We've read that one before. And we've read that one before. Weird that those two are next to each other. You rejected me. It's like, yesterday was wonderful. It's like, okay. But anyway, yeah, I never finished it on the 360. Never even came close. I don't remember if it was Oblivion or one of the other videos that I was talking about it in, but where are you? Oh. Fuck with that. I lost my train of thought when I saw her there, and I saw that her name was The Slow, because I thought, wow, that's harsh. iron bows are not worth it. Fuck, really? It's like, oh, yeah, I was talking about how like the game is basically like split into like larger regions, and then each of those regions is split into smaller ones, and how I was finally in the last one, because I think that's when I was talking about iron steel dagger, the trainers and that, and how they were kind of dumb in that game. But right. Yeah, I never made it. Basically, I never made it out of the first large region. I mean, I may have, but like not enough to really say that I made it out of it. Um so like I really never made it anywhere in it. And then this time though, you know, I made it through the first large region. Oh, hello. Well, that's a real shame, isn't it? Let's see. Do I leave the dog dead? I might leave the dog dead, actually. We'll see. If there's not really anything up here worth it, you know, I might go and, I might reload and, let the dog live, but... leather shield, leather boots, gold, and then thick glass. But yeah, I just, like, you know, I rebought it. I bought the Re-Reckoning version. And it's like, I can't have 2 copies of a game and not fucking finish it, you know. Last scabbard. Oh, that one was one. Hey, armor increased. That's right, there was one. And then the rest, I'm assuming, because there is a bunch of books that we need, but I'm assuming they're like all in the bookstore, because that makes sense. And unfortunately, since that book is there, that dog stays dead. But yeah, I was wrong about how many regions there were, though, because there's like 3 major regions on the first continent, and then once you complete, I think, both main quest lines there, I'm assuming you need to do both and not just one or the other. You take a boat to the other continent, to the front lines of the war, and then there's 2 regions over there, so 5 regions total. And I never made it out of the first region on the 360. But anyway, I'm on the 4th region now, and I'm in like the last sub region of it. Like, odds are that's what I'll play after I'm done recording this. I just wanted to play a little Oblivion, and then I'll probably go back to that and just try and like push through further. The regions are a lot smaller now, though. Oh, it's doing the weird color thing again. I still don't know what that's about. I'm assuming it's just like lighting not being correct, but not a whole lot. All right, well, the inn will be able to go into at any point. What time is it? 11:30 p.m. Now that is worrisome, because that could be like coming home from the bar but not in bed yet time. Although this is a bookstore, what are the odds the owner doesn't just like immediately like close the door or like lock up and then go to bed and read a book? No. Oh, that was weird. Now the nice thing about this place is, despite there's obviously going to be stuff that we steal. Because there are skill books in here. Beggar. Okay, hang on. Let me see here. Okay. The Refugees, the Armorer's Challenge, Cherum's Heart, and Mythic Dawn comic. But yeah, it's stuff that we're going to steal, and we're not going to sell it. Oh, the Refugees was one. Okay, that one was light armor. Okay, the Refugees, Armorer's Challenge, Cherum's Heart. But at the same time, it's not going to fill our inventory because we're only going to be getting the ones that, oh, good lord. The ones that we care about. Wow, that was, good. Wow, alright then. That, oof. Yeah. Man, you gotta love them spawning in, like, part way through the door. Gods in Worship. History of the Empire. I like how it's a brief history of the Empire, but still has, like, multiple volumes. Book of Daedra. I already checked that. The different guides. Huh. Ooh, that's weird to have behind your counter, but whatever. Oh, history of lockpicking. No, really? That's, huh. I guess it could be one that we already got as well, but that's still kind of... Okay, well, I'm not going to do a hard lock. I mean, our skill's at 70. I'm not going to worry about, a chest that's already empty. Also, I like how my character knows it's empty despite it being locked. It's like, it's a locked chest. Yeah, so shouldn't we see what's in it? It's like, nah, it's empty. It's like, did they try and pick it up? And it's like, man, that's exactly the weight of a chest. And no more. That's a weird place for a book, but whatever. But yeah, as you progress through, because I think the reason that I have that I lose interest in Kingdoms of Amalur a lot is because it was originally made to be, or it was originally supposed to be an MMO, and then they're like, no, we don't got the funding for that, we got to just make a game out of it. So they did, but it still feels like an MMO, and as you play it, and as somebody who's played MMOs in the past, the more I play it, the more like that feeling of it being an MMO, but you don't have anybody else running around, obviously. You don't have the other people running around, you don't have the dungeons and the other quests that you can do, or that you do with other people and stuff like that. Yeah, every once in a while you get an NPC to come with you, but they either follow directly behind you and everything is dead by the time they actually enter combat, or they run ahead of you and, well, I mean, they don't really get themselves killed or anything, and if you're sneaking, they will sneak. But the thing is, though, is that when you're sneaking, oh, that's one. Okay, Cherum's Heart. Oh. Okay, so one of the other books, it says that I have to buy, and then the other one is part of a quest. I guess we only get 2 books out of here. But yeah, it's just as you go, as you play it, it just feels more and more like an MMO. Oh. Or I can just get the book straight off of them. Uh-huh. The Armorer's Challenge. Heyo. Okay, and then the other one we do have to wait until the quest to get, but that's fine. As also, like, as soon as like I crossed over, like it was feeling that way before, because like the way like the map is laid out and everything, it feels like an MMO map because it's like a lot of empty space where there isn't really like where it's a lot of empty space with enemies. Now, they were nice enough to make the enemies only respawn if you leave like the area. Like if you leave the sub-region, the enemies will respawn, which sometimes can have them respawn before you want them to, but and then if you fast travel, they'll respawn and stuff like that, right? Actually, I think you still have to fast travel outside of the sub-region. But at that one, I'm not 100% on you, even if you fast travel from within the region. And that means that, like, if you go into a dungeon to do a quest, and when you come back out, shit'll be respawned, which does kind of suck, but it's like, eh. But yeah, like, just like the way it's laid out and everything. And then I'm not entirely sure why, but like, when you take the boat to go to the front lines of the war, like the whole thing that happens after that, and I don't know why, but it really felt like very MMO like, and I really don't know why. But yeah, it just felt like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, you're the big hero, look at you doing the thing, and it's like, it still somehow felt like there was more, like, that, yeah, I don't know. It's weird, because, like, I don't know. I feel like if you've played MMOs, you'll know what I mean, or if you've played Kingdoms of Amalur, you'll know what I mean. But, like, I had something, well, the opposite, actually, playing the Old Republic MMO, where it felt like a single-player game to me. Like, the way they had everything, and, like, and that, like, yeah, it was clearly an MMO with all the other people running around in that, but, like, because everything was voice acted, and because they had, like, all the quests and everything, and your, like, you had a very, like, a personal quest that you knew other people weren't doing. Well, I mean, obviously, other people of your class were doing the same quest, but, you know. And then you also had, like, companions that went with you in that, and it felt like a single-player game. Like, if I could get a single-player version of the Old Republic, that would be great. And it just kind of feels like the people who made the Old Republic should have made it a single-player, and the people who made Kingdoms of Amalur, well, I guess they were trying to make an MMO originally, but, you know, it's like those two games almost should have swapped. Now, that doesn't mean that Kingdoms of Amalur would have been good as an MMO, but I feel like having the other people there, and like, obviously, since it isn't an MMO, they did alter stuff quite a bit to make it work. Alright. It should be... These guys should be back home and in bed, hopefully. I mean, theoretically, they should be back home and wondering who was in here robbing them, but, you know. So yeah, like, they did obviously change stuff to be less MMO-y. That doesn't... Oh, I see. It's because of the way they're laying. Oh, he has a Daedra heart on him.
Oh, why, you
Alright, as expected. Now, to be fair, even after I finish Kingdoms of Amalur, I'm still not going to be done it because I keep saying I'm almost done it, but I'm almost done the base game, and then I have the DLC areas to go through if I want to get all the achievements. And the achievements aren't hard. So I do kind of want to do them. The only achievement that might be difficult is to beat the game on hard, but then even then, with the Re-Reckoning edition, they added a thing. Okay. Where's my phone? Let's see. Oblivion. Main. Ingredient chest key. Oh. Yeah, you have to, Alright. Yeah, can't get into this chest. It's a locked chest that apparently they lost the key for it. So you can't even get into it. So I just stole that key for no reason, basically. Actually, that being said... where's the... I know I could just ditch the key, but I'll let the guy keep the key just to... for my own peace of mind. Yeah, that's all I got for Kingdoms of Amalur. Like I said, I'm almost done. Getting close. Once I finish the base game, I have the DLC to do. I don't think that'll take too long, and then I'll need to go through the game once more on hard, but I can skip everything except for the main quest. Because with the Re-Reckoning edition, they added these dolls in the first, like, around the first town that you go to, like right at the start of the game. And if you hit the dolls in the right order, or talk to the dolls in the right order, it activates, I think there's 5 of them out and about, and then it activates a 6th one inside the inn, and if you activate that one, it reveals a secret passage. It teleports you into the basement, and then there's a chest down there with an item in it, and if you use the item, tired. It puts you at max level, and
I think I can move
it puts you at max level, which will then let you...
Got anything else?
And then it still has all of the DLC armor from the original as well. But that chest, the level that all of that DLC stuff is determined by what level you are when you open it. So if you go and do that other thing first, get to max level. They also give you a bunch of pretty good weapons and armor when you use the item that makes you max level, but I have to imagine that the stuff in the chest outside is going to be better. I don't know it is, but I'm going to hope it is. But then once I do that, all I have to do is just like burn through the main game, and hopefully it'll be easy enough. I mean,
I'm glad that's shadow hide you.
There's definitely things you can do to make it easier. Like I'm basically one-shotting everything already, so, and I can still technically increase my damage even more, so we'll see. Alright, so we currently have 20,095 gold, and we ended last part with 17,511, which means we made 2,584 gold. Really? That seems like a lot. I guess we did rob 2 different things. We did fully fill our inventory and have to use feather, so I guess. But it still seems like an awful lot. But we also got some skill books. Our lock picking also maxed out. So, yeah. that'll be it for this part. Like I said, next time we're gonna head into the prison. We'll be able. There's another skill book in there that we can get. There might be like some guard armor and we might be able to steal in there. Other than that, I can't imagine there being anything. But there is the lockpicking mastery quest, so we'll be able to do that while we're there as well. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.